What up, y'all? We'll go ahead and let this thing go for a little bit. I'll get this shared to all the socials, and then we'll get rolling. But today, I got my ninja Fats King from the Walmart crew in the house, and we're just going to be talking about the recap of Night 1 in WrestleMania. And I know I had a good time. Let's go ahead. If you had to give a quick scale of what you thought of last night, just a real quick, between 1 and 10, what would you grade it?
I'll give it an 8.5.
That is high from you. You are usually a pretty tough critic, man. That's pretty good.
They did a lot of things right, man. There were some parts that kind of where it dulled out, and the Philly crowd was a little disappointing for certain things. I'm going to say that as well. But yeah, about an 8.5. It was the ending. A lot of people are pissed off at the ending. I saw it coming a mile away. You don't announce bloodline. You don't announce bloodline rules without knowing you're going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we talked about that in the Walmart pre-show.
Yeah.
We all knew Cody was taking the pin. That's how they're building this. I mean, I don't understand why anybody's upset about it.
No, I mean, me neither. But 8.5. It was the spectacle was there. The things that felt big. That tag match, man, it was the right kind of clusterfuck. That was honestly my favorite match.
Really?
Yeah. I really enjoyed seeing all those teams get a really good look.
Yeah, I feel like they pulled the trigger on the first one a little quickly, almost. And okay, let's go ahead and back up and talk about what we're talking about here. We're talking about the six-pack tag team ladder match, with obviously the winners being Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and then R-Truth and The Miz were the ones that took two separate ones. And again, we didn't talk about this in the pre-show episode that we did on the Walmart page because they hadn't announced that they were splitting up the titles yet.
Yeah, we didn't know that shit was happening.
Yeah, we had no idea that was even happening. However, on the same token, I thought that was a great idea. And the fact that they are obviously setting up for an actual brand split, in my opinion, is fucking dope.
Well, I think this is going to be, I think the plan is that with Raw going to Netflix, it's going to become a more hard-edged show, and SmackDown will probably be your PG for the kids show.
Yeah, that sounds like it's probably about right. But let's go ahead and just cover the whole card while we're here. Give our
why not?
On it, as far as last night. So, this was my sleeper pick of the night last night, and it didn't pan out the way that I thought it was going to pan out. The Jay versus Jimmy Uso, I thought was going to be absolutely incredible. I thought they were going to definitely take the entire show by storm, and they did. Just for the wrong reasons, and from your reactions, it sounds like you kind of agree with me on that.
They need to run that back. First and foremost, I think Jimmy should have won. I think it should have been some kind of heel fuckery, and it never... Okay, do you remember when Cody and Dustin had their match? Do you remember when Matt and Jeff had their match? There was this level of, like, I don't know, man, they just went out through super kicks for fucking 15 minutes. I'm not saying, it just...
Right. All right, real fast, shout out to Cephas, who is there right now at WrestleMania in
That's our boots on the ground.
My homie over here was drunk before 3 o'clock, literally partying with Ric Flair. How fucking awesome is that? Is that Cephas was partying with Ric fucking Flair last night, dude. That is incredible.
That's so dope. That's so fucking dope that we got people there, man. Some of the footage you guys got was so sick. They gotta run that Jay and Jimmy match back. That's the overall. They gotta run that back. They gotta do that again. It just wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And the whole time I'm sitting there watching, I'm like, okay, any moment they're starting slow. They're starting slow. You know, it's gonna pick up. It's gonna pick up. Wait a minute, that's the ending. No, what the fuck? The whole thing was a letdown from start to finish.
Yeah, it never really felt like they got out of first gear.
Yeah, right, exactly. I completely agree with you on that one. So, obviously, I think the right person won, in my opinion, because I wanted to see... Oh, let me back that up. I don't think the right person won because of how he won. I thought the only way to really build him into some kind of a main event star was to give him that win. But without it being an absolutely incredible match to back it up to win, it doesn't mean anything at all.
Nope. Backlash, do it better.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. So yeah, that was definitely a disappointment. And by the way, if you're sitting here watching this and you got something to say, by all means, chime in the comments and we'll have a discussion with you about it, because I want to see what everybody else thinks about it as well. It seems like a lot of the reviews were mixed on quite a few things, except for what I just started with. Universally, I don't think a whole lot of people like the Jay and Jimmy match at all. It was pretty sloppy. But what you were talking about to start off with the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship six-pack ladder match, wow, that is a handful to say.
Yep.
What do you think? Let's go ahead and start off with, what do you think about who won? Let's start with that one.
Truth has been doing the best work of his career, and this is them giving him his thank you. That's why the Miz and Truth won. But Grayson Waller and Austin Theory was an odd choice. I did not see that coming. I know they've been high on these two for a little while, and I hope that this leads us to a good feud with somebody. Ciampa and Gargano, New Catch Republic, somebody. If you're going to put those two, if you're going to drop them in the tag division and be like, here's your chance, you better fucking make it. You better make it matter, because like right now, I don't care about their team at all in any way.
Yeah, I think that one was an odd one, especially to start off with. But at the same time, you can tell that I don't think they're obviously where WWE wants them to be, but you can obviously tell that WWE wants that team of those two to be something later. It's weird to pull that trigger to begin with, especially when you're starting the brand split, and also especially when they're not an established team yet. You know? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I really, really thought they were going to put it on Gargano and Ciampa, especially with the whole DX entrance. I thought that was really funny. The match was great, though. Like, I really enjoyed it. It was the right kind of car crash. I never felt bored the entire time.
Yeah, for sure. But like you said, it was definitely weird that he won. And I even said this in our prediction show, and I think I was the only one that got this one right. I'm claiming this one as a win. R-Truth and The Miz. I'm pretty sure I was the only one to claim that.
I'm pretty sure that was you.
The fact that they gave him that moment at the end where he's sitting there above the ladder and Miz had the, I guess I shouldn't say decency, but he had the wherewithal to go, I'm going to let R-Truth sit up there for a minute before I run up and give him his props. And Truth is just sitting up there with the titles, hanging them high. And yes, it is a tag team titles, but it's fucking R-Truth, man. You could have given him the 24/7 title again, and he would have made something of it. So I think, man, just the fact that they gave R-Truth that moment was such high class of the company to do that. He deserved it. It's well overdue. And again, I said that in the prediction. That's now going to be on the hype packages for the rest of all time.
We'll see Ron Killing sitting at the top with them big fucking red belts, and you know what? He deserves it. I can't be mad at it because, like I said, with the shit with the Judgment Day, Truth was doing his best work. Can we talk? Speaking of the Judgment Day, can we go back to Becky and Rhea?
That's where I was going to go next. So go ahead, run with it.
Probably besides the car crash, my favorite match of the night. Those girls went out there. Those girls went out there and beat the ever-loving shit out of each other. I was a little surprised they had them open the show, but I'm kind of glad they did because that Chris Motionless, that Motionless in white entrance, like her outfit, both of the ladies with her book. I was very, very, very happy with the way that match turned out, and I'm glad Rhea won.
Yeah, the right person won for sure. We all picked her in the prediction show. She's the best star that they got. As soon as Roman is dethroned, she is the longest reigning champion. And I think I said this last night when I was at shout out to Lee Carver. I was at his house last night watching this. I said to him, she is the star moving forward at this point. Rhea Ripley is the #1 wrestler, not in the WWE, in the world. Nobody gives me goosebumps during the entrance. I watched it back this morning. We were talking about the Chris Motionless entrance. I watched it backwards this morning. It gave me legit chills watching that moment. And I said this last night. And 5 years ago, in Columbus, Ohio, I saw Rhea Ripley at an NXT house show at the Arnold Classic. She was in a random tag match with someone, I can't tell who her partner is. It was somebody who didn't make it. But she was in a random tag match where she had still the blonde hair. She wasn't really doing the punk rock thing at that point yet. Fast forward 5 years to now. She had people in Saudi Arabia, men in Saudi Arabia, introduce her, a woman. Do people not understand how important to society that is for a woman to be introduced in Saudi Arabia with men in the full getup, bowing down to her, a woman in Saudi Arabia.
Yep, it was a big thing. Yep.
In 5 years, she has become, and she's 27 years old. She has so much more to go in her entire career. This is just the beginning. Mark my words. Rhea Ripley is going to go down in the same type of facet that we talk about Daniel Bryan and The Rock and Stone Cold and people who are generational talents.
Yep.
Women's wrestling matters again because of Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, like I got a cosign because like everybody loved Becky's The Man run, but like everybody who they've put in the position as the top female has gotten stale no matter what they've done. I'm just tired of seeing them win. That has not happened with Rhea fucking Ripley. She has been entertaining on either side, and she's also to the point where it doesn't matter if the Judgment Day are a heel group. She's a fucking babyface. Everybody loves Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, right. That's what I was saying too. Something I said last night after this match was, once the Judgment Day thing splits up, just stop trying to make her become a heel, because she's not a heel. You're never going to get people to boo this woman. So the only thing you can do is simply allow her to be, the succubus character without trying to make her get booed, because it's never going to happen. She is
line them up so she can knock them down. That's what she's there for. Yep. Give her a fucking Goldberg run. Give her a Roman run. A woman deserves that.
Yeah, for sure. So, if you are watching us, we are live here this morning on WrestleMania Morning Night 2. It is me, your homie Jay, host of The Rochelle, a.k.a. Rizzo, and the infamous Fats King, Walmart admins in the house, reviewing WrestleMania Night 1. If you're joining us in the comments, please sound off. Let us know what you thought about WrestleMania Night 1 as we break down the rest of the card here. So let's go ahead and go to the next match. Oh, you got something to say, my man?
Yeah, because I just want to show a little bit of unbiasedness. Jade Cargill did fantastic. It was nice to see her. Like, she didn't do anything she hasn't already done, but she didn't fuck anything up. She looked great in the ring. Her entrance felt very, very superhero-like. If that's her presentation. That's how it was in AEW. That's how it is now. I think they've been having her work with a lot of bigger, taller guys to show her how to use her frame. She looked crisp, and I'm very, very excited to see where she goes.
Yes, this was one of my... I thought this was going to be a good one, the Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and who am I forgetting here? Why is her name escaping me?
Naomi.
Jesus Christ, dude. God, I'm tired. Yes, Naomi. And versus Damage Control.
How much did you drink last night?
Quite a bit. It wasn't the drinking, and I can say this because I live in Ohio where it's legal. There was a lot of smoking involved last night.
Oh, I feel you.
We got to Mr. Carver's house about 5, and by 11, we're all just like, God damn, this has been 6 hours of non-stop marijuana in the place.
That's how you do it. Me and the old lady had a handicap match with a handle of Evan Williams, and we won.
Woo! Good Lord. Whoa, that was wild. But anyway, yeah, so Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control. Man, I was pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed it. Like, I didn't think it was going to be bad by any means. But I was sitting here like, okay, yeah, this is pretty good. I wasn't expecting to. Like, it was going to be one of those things where I thought after it was done, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that was cool. But after the fact it was done, I was like, yeah, I really enjoyed that. All the women did a great job. I just want to say something real fast. We talk about how all these different women in WWE and how beautiful they are. Dakota Kai last night. Oh, good God. Walking out there like that. I was like, man, if I could just copy and paste what you're wearing and put it on my wife right now, this would be anyway. All 6 ladies looked fine. I really, really enjoy the Kabuki Warriors anime gimmick. It does the right things for me. But on top of all of that, all 6 ladies worked great. They knew what they were out there to do. They were out there to put the shine on the baby faces, but it wasn't a squash. There was some really great spots. Kyrie's elbow to the outside, man. She is so much better than anyone gives her credit for. Absolutely. But at the same time, she's in this period where she's being reintroduced to the audience as well. So I think when she gets comfortable enough to where the stink of the pirate princess gimmick kind of gets off of her, because it didn't. I'm not saying it was a bad gimmick. It didn't translate well.
To the main roster.
Gimmick did not translate well to the main roster at all. So now that she's trying to reinvent herself into the badass she's obviously becoming, you're really going to see her start to shine. So let's go ahead and see what my wife here has to say. Dakota needs to eat a burger. By the way, this is my wife chiming in. She's not a fan of Bianca Belair. She doesn't like her hair, and now apparently she's not a fan of Dakota Kai either. So I'll take
I like Bianca Belair, but her gimmick ran out on me a long time ago. There's only so much shit you can do with that hair, and you've done it all now.
It's time for the next phase. It's time to do something. See, okay, here's what would be interesting. Let's fantasy book here a minute. By the way, if you were watching us here this morning, hopefully coming off the Slammy Awards, which is absolutely terrible. We'll talk about that.
I skipped it.
For anybody who wants to win it. Go ahead and skip it. You don't need to. Go ahead and chime in the comments. Let us know what you thought of WrestleMania Night 1. So I think something that might be cool if you want to give Jade a heel run sooner than later. I was thinking about this a little bit last night. Have her turn on Bianca and shave the head. You get rid of the stupid fucking braid. I'm tired of the stupid fucking braid. Make Jade go heel and make her shave off the braid. That's how you get some serious heat on.
That is the match, though, right? Bianca versus Jade. That is the match. That's the one that everybody wants to see. Like, all that teasing at Rumble, they're both very, very powerful women. And I just, the shit that they, if they get Jade trained right, the shit that they could do with those two in the ring with their athleticism would be, it would be the female equivalent of like Dijakovic versus Keith Lee. You remember that shit?
Oh, absolutely. That was incredible. Again, hang on, at the same NXT event I told you I saw Rhea Ripley at, those two had their practice match. When they were building that up for the I think what 3 out of 3, something like that, or three matches total. I think they practiced on the second one. So yeah, I remember that one very clearly. It was awesome.
Yeah, this could be the female equivalent of that. Like I see them, and it doesn't need a title. That's another fucking thing that I'm looking at in a lot of feuds and a lot of stories that are being built that don't need the title, and that's a good thing to me, because I like seeing people have shit to do that doesn't always involve the main storyline. You need to move the mid card. The mid card has never been better.
Yeah, for sure. And not only that, to touch on something you just brought up, because this is something that's pretty important to me, and I've talked about it before in the past as well. We need to get over the you only matter if you have a championship era. Because once upon a time, in the early 90s, some of the biggest stars on planet Earth did not need a title to matter. Nope. Mr. Perfect did not need a title to matter. Scott Hall did not need a title to matter. Rick Rude did not need a title.
We said that at the same fucking time.
Same time. Rick Rude did not need a title to matter. We are getting to the point. Sami Zayn hasn't had a title forever, but I think he was better without the tag titles than we had it before. You don't need a championship to matter. The championship is supposed to exasperate the character, not make the character. That's what
the man makes the belt doesn't make the man.
Exactly. So I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you on that for sure. So, okay,
so you just...
Go ahead.
You broached it. Let's talk about Sammy and Gunther. That seems to be a stink. That seems to be a stink that's in the air. I've heard a lot of people, including my bitter half, say she did not care for it at all. She's not behind me.
I was about to say, is something about to be flying towards your head as you're saying it. So we were talking about it in the Walmart chat this morning, and I think we were kind of split 50-50. My wife does not agree. Gunther, she does not like it. She does not like the fact that Gunther. Oh wait, hang on. I think it's the reverse. I think she preferred Gunther to lose. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember exactly. Go ahead and sound off in the comments here, whether or not you thought Gunther wins. I don't mind Sammy losing, or Sammy winning. I don't mind Sammy winning. I don't understand why we're acting like it's a huge upset that he won when this is a title he's already won. Now, I understand, he beat Gunther, big deal. Okay, yeah, that was a big deal. But wasn't he also the reason why the Bloodline won War Games? Why are we acting like Sammy can't get the win? It's like we took a storyline that was made for Chad Gable, just copied Chad Gable out, took him, put him over here, put Sammy in his place and said, okay, run with that same storyline. That storyline works if it was Chad Gable. That storyline don't work if it's Sami Zayn. He's already... Why are we acting like this was such a huge upset? That's the only thing that bothered me about this.
It's because it was supposed to be the same thing that happened in Montreal, but with Roman. All they did was give him the win that everybody wanted him to have in Montreal. But this is showing that just because the fans want it doesn't mean it's always the right decision. I like this because this gives a chance for Chad Gable to shed that Alpha Academy bullshit and beat the fuck out of Sammy. He's Kurt Angle. If they would just book him, he's Kurt Angle. Do you remember that a few years ago with that dumbass Jason Jordan storyline that he was the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle? Chad Gable is the legitimate illegitimate son of Kurt Angle. He is everything you want him to be if you just let him work.
It's hard to go back and think of Alpha Academy. And
it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart, man. Alpha Academy was something special.
Yeah, for sure. And it's, I don't know. I felt like, I don't know. There was times when I'm like, yeah, the right man won. I sit there and think about it, but I'm like, did he really though?
The story being told is what's okay. Gunther took his eyes off the prize. He started bullshitting with Sammy's wife. He stopped being the ring general. And I hope that it makes one of the fucking Imperium boys turn on him.
Ludwig Kaiser, we talked about this in the Walmart chat room here a couple weeks ago, I think. Ludwig Kaiser, when he goes on his own, is going to be a big fucking deal. That guy,
he really is.
I think he's got all the tools. He's got the charisma. He does need to put on a little bit of weight, I think. I think he's a little bit too scrawny. He looks weird, kind of like string bean-ish. But, man, he's got...
He's Alex Wright if Alex Wright could wrestle.
Yes, absolutely. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, I could see the discourse on the result of that. Yeah. So, what do we got left? Okay, so here's another one before we get to the tag team main event. We had the Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Dominic Mysterio. And yet, you're shaking your head already. Dang, I didn't even get through the intro and you're shaking your head. You didn't like it?
That was who cares. Like if Dragon Lee had been in that, I think it would have been a more exciting match. Andrade's a great luchador, but he's not the flashy high flyer. He can work his ass off and he can fly, but he's not that guy. He got out of the luchador shit for a reason, and I think dropping him in this story with Rey is a mistake. Unless it's to turn Carlito heel, but that didn't happen either.
Yeah, right. It seemed like they were just kind of like everyone was primed for something big to happen during this match, and it just didn't. I don't know. I
mean, the Eagles coming out, I guess.
Yeah, that really took me out. I was sitting there trying to guess who was under the mask, but when you see the
no
mask,
fucking idea.
The fact there was, yeah, I knew. I mean, I know who Jason Kelsey or Jason.
Yeah, I know who they are,
yeah,
but
it
was Jason Kelsey. But the other guy, he looks so fucking big. For a second, I thought it was fucking Eric Rowan. I was like, who the fuck is this giant of a man?
That's the thing. Like, it didn't mesh well because these guys, both these football players, towered over everybody that was involved in that match. It did not look right at all compared to what everyone else looked like. But I don't know. I feel like you're pretty correct on that one. That tag match was kind of a throwaway. I don't think you could have put that on the pre-show.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you could have put that match on the pre-show and it wouldn't have been out of place.
That'd have been a
SmackDown. I was
SmackDown.
expecting. I don't know what I was expecting out of it to begin with, but it was what it was. And
Nobody came out looking better. Nobody came out looking better. I don't give any more of a fuck about Andrade. I already couldn't care about Rey Mysterio, and that hurts to say because I like Rey, but it's about time to hang it up, bud. And Santos came out looking bad too, and Dom just looks like Dom.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. We got somebody here. Eric Stanfield, very pre-show material. Absolutely, man. I didn't think it was I don't know. It missed the mark. But what didn't miss the mark for me, and I was been very vocal against the main event tag match. I did not want to see it. I didn't think it belonged. I thought you were risking your two top guys who are one who is about to get a championship hopefully tonight, and the other one who's hopefully about to drop another championship. I thought you were risking the health of both of them for no reason. This is why sometimes you don't listen to the fans. And I take full responsibility for being wrong on this one. The main event tag match between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes and The Rock and Roman Reigns blew my fuck. If I had a wig, it would have been gone and looked like this anyway. I was so impressed with how The Rock handled himself in that match. I was so impressed at the fact that Roman Reigns stood back and allowed other people to have the spotlight when he has been the spotlight for the last 3 years. At one point, I look over to a Mr. Lee Carver and I go, what planet are we living on where we are watching Seth Rollins wrestle The Rock? At one point, I go, you know what? Cody's getting booed and he's not falling apart. The Philadelphia crowd, who is notorious for being original and booing the heroes and cheering the villains, did not get under his skin. He still went out there and did the job they wanted him to do. Literally. Both took the fans booing him and literally took the pin 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring like they asked him to do for the second year in a row. Everything about that main event tag match, I was completely wrong about. It stole the show from me. I was thoroughly entertained the entire time. And again, now we have a memory of watching Seth fucking Rollins and The Rock wrestle each other. It was awesome.
Yep. As people who lived through the Attitude Era, we know how good The Rock is. These new fans, they're just getting tuned into this. Now, granted, the final boss is a great version. This is his best comeback ever. This is better than the shit he did with Mick and The Rock and Sock. This is better than both of the shit he did with fucking Cena. And I've always been a fan of heel Rock. Why do you think he became the people's champ? Because he got so goddamn cool, nobody could deny him. Yeah. He looked like a fucking video game character. He looked scary.
I don't remember who. This is a complete sidebar. I don't remember who I was talking about this with. But when the first heel Rock, Hollywood Rock rather, came about, I was such a fan of that. And especially, there's a famous clip of him standing in the ring in Sacramento. And he's playing the guitar and he goes, I'm leaving Sacramento, Sacramento, I won't stay, but I'll be sure to come back when the Lakers beat the Kings in May. I'm like, oh my God, that is so epic. He has taken that piece. Even when he was late to the pre-show event over the weekend, and he calls out the Philadelphia fans and goes, you want to know why The Rock was late? Because he was watching footage of Jalen Hurts losing in the playoffs again. Those little digs, those specific digs to the city that he's in, everyone understands the reference, and nobody sees it coming. That's what's so great about Hollywood heel Rock, and he has taken that persona and turned it all the way up. Not to 100, to 300. By far, you hit that nail on its head. This is the best version of The Rock we have seen since his feud with Stone Cold. Yeah, man, to be honest, maybe it's because I'm getting caught up in the moment here. I think if this continues, this is going to be The Rock we know him for. Not corporate Rock, not Stone Cold Rock, this Rock right here, because the sky is the limit. With this kind of a Rock. We heard him look on live television last night. We heard him go to the ref and said, I don't fuck around.
Yep.
Everyone heard it as loud as day, bro.
And he has enough money to pay every fine they want to hit him with, and that's why he does it, because he can.
Here's the thing, though. We keep forgetting this. Who's going to fine him? He's on the board of directors. He can do whatever he wants.
It's more so the FCC that would have issues with him doing it on live television. Like, I heard that there was this thing. I heard this thing that was going on where other guys know they can't say it. The Rock just pays the fine in advance because he tells them, "Hey, I'm gonna drop an F-bomb." That's what I've heard. I can't confirm if that's true or not. But here's what I will say: he can work. Like, in the ring, everybody was wondering how he was going to be. He still has it. He is still as charismatic as he's ever been. And I said this in our pre-show. Him and Cody are the new Vince and Stone Cold. This is where we're going. Every time he keeps saying, "I'm the boss, I'm the boss," I know what they're getting at. Roman is going to lose, and The Rock is going to do everything he can to fuck Cody out of the title all summer until he has to put his boots back on at SummerSlam, and then he's going to beat Cody. I'm calling that.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, let's go ahead and just let everybody know what's going on here. Me and Fats King, Walmart admins, are just reviewing night one. While we're still here, we'll probably hang around for a couple more minutes and just kind of talk about the evening and what's to come here in a little bit. If you're here watching us, go ahead and sound off in the comments. Let us know what you thought of WrestleMania Night 1, what you're expecting for Night 2. Again, we're not going to talk about the Slammies because the Slammies fucking sucked. I watched about the first 30 minutes of it, and it was so... Okay, let's go ahead and address that now. And again, sound off in the comments if you're watching this. I see our numbers are popping up here a little bit. People coming in and out. Let's hear what you think. Jason Perkins says, X-Minutes drummer in the house. Pretty sure since it's not broadcast television, they can't actually cuss. I was kind of wondering about that too. We'll talk about the Slammies here in a second. But since it is on Peacock, the rules might be different as far as that goes. But I'm not really sure. But okay, so the Slammy Awards, here's why you don't need to watch it. The teleprompter didn't work. Big E is visually getting upset because things aren't working right. Everyone's confused at some point. The camera cuts aren't cutting in. They introduced Gabriel Iglesias. And Gabriel's standing on stage like, he's getting red-faced because of how mad he is when the shit's not working. Yeah, skip the Slammies, just look at the results. Don't bother watching it if you haven't. It's actually trash. But, okay, so, go ahead.
I'll give you another reason why the Jimmy and Jay match didn't work. Okay. Fuck Lil Wayne.
Oh, God, how... We talked about this in the Walmart admin chat. Music, okay, Motionless in White. They did it exactly how a musical guest should be. They played the song, they stayed on the stage, they weren't the center of attention, and they just kind of added to the vibe. That's how a musical guest is supposed to work. It's that Lil Wayne shit.
Don't know, don't care. I was already almost done with them before he even hit the ring.
Yeah, it was absolutely bad. All right. Woo, okay. Jason Perkins says, I literally just finished night one, solid B. Rhea, Sammy killed it. Main event was a good time. Absolutely.
8-5.
Is in the house. Yes, sir. Bolanus is in the house. That was so awkward. Yeah. I've never been a fan of Lil Wayne myself either. Obviously, you can tell. But yeah, I can at least tolerate it if it's somewhat entertaining. That was not. They have not had a lot of good luck with musical guests in the recent.
Rap doesn't translate well to the live stage setting that they have. Metal does because it's loud enough, and like think about what Motorhead did. Think about what Limp Bizkit did. Like you said, they got out there, they played the song, and they got the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you on that one. But, okay, so let's talk a little bit about tonight. And if you're just joining us, go ahead and keep sounding off in the comments. Let's see what everybody's got to say here. Jay Super King, I was going to scream. Yeah, for sure.
There was a lot of super kicks.
Yes. Both Atlanta says, I love seeing R-Truth get a WrestleMania win. We talked about that at the beginning of this show. I completely agree with you. Man, the fact that R-Truth got that chance to hold that belt up high and get that picture, I just hope that they don't, and this is Triple H era, I don't think this is going to happen, but I hope they don't do to him what they did with Zack Ryder. It was like, okay, you'll get your moment. Hey, you're losing.
The next night. Oh, yeah. That's possible. You brought up Triple H. Can I just say something right now?
Yeah.
Paul Heyman said it at the Hall of Fame. Thank you, Paul Levesque. This is what we all prayed for when either the old man died or finally fucked up enough to get pushed off of fucking live TV forever. This is what we all hoped and prayed for. We've seen what he did with NXT Black and Gold, how it eclipsed the main roster on multiple occasions. This is the book. This is the guy who needs the pencil because he fucking knows how to pivot. He knows to go, okay, this isn't working. Let's try this a different way. And then look at what you have.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, man. And it's so cool to see, like that opening. Let's go ahead and go real fast to the Rhea Ripley Becky Lynch match. That opening camera cut scene a sequence when they're zooming in on, it's a one continuous shot, Samantha Irvin, and then they back up and they just seamlessly go to Becky Lynch, and then they back up again, and you seamlessly go back to Samantha Irvin, and then you come back, and then you go to Rhea Ripley. And granted, obviously on my screen you're seeing it backwards, but I thought that was so cool. I've never seen anything like that on WWE television.
Production values are up so high.
Way up. He's giving people the ability to go, let's do this a little bit differently. And then talking about the Paul Heyman speech, why was there even a censor? Why was there even a censor? That guy was sitting there on a button like 2 seconds too late every single time. But to what you were saying, Paul Heyman even addressing it publicly, he's giving people the ability to go, let's do something different. Let's change this up a little bit. Let's not keep doing the same crap we've been doing. And man, it's beautiful to see.
I tapped out, man. I'm going to be honest. Right before the Sami Zayn part of the Bloodline storyline, I'd stopped watching WWE. It was getting to the point where it wasn't just, I don't want to talk shit and be negative, but it was bad. And here's the thing. I don't think the Bloodline story would be where it is without Sami Zayn. Hot take.
No, he pretty much carried it on when everybody was pretty much getting, done with it. And that's the thing is, when it comes to creative, as long as you can keep people interested, then it's fine. So how many more people can, and I keep saying this and they keep proving me wrong, how many more people can you keep injecting this before it gets stale? I thought right before Rock came back, we were at that moment where it's like, Bloodline's done, we have to end this. But with the insertion of The Rock, I'm sorry, you could keep this going for another 3 months, dude.
He's going to take it from Roman. Roman's going to look at the lights tonight, and it's going to piss Rocky off so bad that I think he's going to lay hands on him because he speared him.
Yeah, exactly. And like I think you might have said this before in the prediction show. Everything happens for a reason when it comes to creative. That spear is going to mean something tonight. So if you, let's say, I like what you just said. You take Roman out of it and you insert The Rock, and now The Rock is the head of the table. Not only does that set up a Roman face turn for next year's WrestleMania, because The Rock ain't going nowhere. It's very clear.
Nope.
How many Samoans do you have at your disposal that are just waiting for their chance to get involved in this on the Indies? Jacob Fatu, for being the most.
And he's really, really fucking good, too. I know a lot of people don't watch MLW, but he is so fucking good.
He is. He's right there on the cusp, man. And if you can insert him, and behind him, there's 20 more people waiting. And the only thing you need for these people to matter is The Rock to take his Brahma Bull stamp and go and put it on their head.
You go get Cody this weekend. You go get Cody this week. You go get Cody this week. Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, Zilla Fatu. They're all there waiting.
Let's read some of these comments real fast because I've been trying to push them in, but we haven't read a whole lot. Jason Perkins says, Sammy made the Bloodline story. If he had just a bit more star power, Sammy would have taken the title. I agree. I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Eric Stanfield just said the same thing. Zilla and Jacob Fatu, absolutely. We got Eric Birdsong. What's up, brother? Good to see you, my man. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you for sounding off in the comments for this recap of WrestleMania Night 1. Jason Perkins says, all is well. Hot take and y'all's predictions on the next part of the story is dead on. Yes, absolutely. What we said as far as The Rock. I can't take credit for that one. That was all Fats King. That was his.
Call me Nostradamus.
Nostradamus. But yeah, you could go, again, back to what you were saying, though, when we were talking about, is the Bloodline story over? I don't think it is. Now with The Rock, again, they've injected this brand new blood, no pun intended, they've injected new blood into the bloodline with The Rock being here. You can go to SummerSlam. As long as they keep taking a piece in, taking another out, putting in another, taking in another one, putting it in, taking another one, putting it out like they've been doing, this can keep going. And every time, what is that movie, Godfather? Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Yeah, you're fucking right, man. This feels like prime NWO. This isn't the time to end this. WWE has not really been a fan of factions, but the last 2-3 years they've leaned into it, and this is their dominant faction. Judgment Day is unraveling at the seams. Rhea's gonna beat somebody's ass tomorrow. I'm just saying that.
Yes, I completely agree with you on that. I completely agree with you. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about tonight.
Yep.
Nothing real specific, but obviously, I think we all kind of agree. Everybody on Earth kind of agrees with how the main event's going to go, so we don't really have to talk about that. Are we still confident that Drew McIntyre is taking the title from Seth Rollins today? Because I am.
Yes. Drew, I honestly have this feeling Drew's going to pull the Punk exit and go out through the crowd.
That would be
everything he's doing is a middle finger to one Mr. Chick Magnet Punk.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that here's the reason why I'm kind of like, I guess I shouldn't say on the CM Punk bandwagon because I'm not, but I'm interested in what he's got coming up. If Drew wins this title, he's keeping it until CM Punk comes back. We've
absolutely.
All of the Walmart admins have all agreed on that. So I think Phil's presence, and I shouldn't call him Phil. I hate doing that. I think CM Punk's presence matters because it's helped elevating Drew. Does that make sense? Like, it's not the fact that I care about CM Punk because I've never been a fan of his. I've gone on record before saying I've never been a big fan of his. But I'm a fan of how it's making Drew McIntyre matter that much more. And as long as Drew wins that said hypothetical match with CM Punk, which is going to do wonders for Drew's career. So I think for that aspect, it matters a little bit. What do you think about that dynamic? Do you think that alone has kind of made Punk's return matter, or would you rather him just not be around at all?
I'm going to say this right now. If he gets hurt one more time, he's done. Every match he has worked since he's returned, he has been out for months. Say what you want about what company, that company, whatever. Bryan Danielson has been able to, he's had a few weeks off, but Punk has had to take months off after every match. 10 years was a long time to be away, Phil. I used to be a big fan, but it wasn't even the fucking AEW shit that made me lose with him. It was UFC, personally, but that's a whole other soapbox. Fans like him, does not fucking matter. He's a built-in babyface, but Drew right now is doing the best work of his entire career. This is better than his first run at the title.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, I completely agree with you on that one. And it's nice because, I'm texting back somebody who messaged me about an opinion that they wanted to talk about, so we'll get there here in a second. But it's nice to see him get the creative of more than, I'm a Scotsman with a sword. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's kind of how I feel about that. Yeah.
That smells like Vince. I don't know how to book you, so we'll book your nationality.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Drew is so much more than a Scotsman.
Yes, let's get to a couple comments here. Wayne, Total Swerve, Cody Jones, a Bloodline, and they recycle Orton and Daniel Bryan. Count on my homie Wayne to not give a serious answer on anything. Jason Perkins says the entire story of Seth and Drew match is the build for Drew and Punk. Absolutely. Wayne is back in the house and says Drew could win, Damian cashes in, and Drew takes it back from Damian to Clyde. Woo! That's interesting to at least ponder.
The only problem with that is that you sacrifice his heel turn. Because he's going to be a fucking babyface for that. And I'm okay with that. That's a great Swerve book. But I don't think they want to lose this heat he's got right now.
Yeah. Okay, let's timestamp that one. I want to read one more comment, and then we'll come back to that. Jason Perkins, never been a Punk fan, but he's 100% bringing in value to the product. Absolutely. I agree.
Can't deny it.
As of now, yes. We'll see what happens in the future. I think everybody's walking on eggshells when it comes to that. But back to what we were talking about here a second ago with Damian Priest. If that doesn't happen, does he try to cash in on Cody tonight? He's got to get rid of that fucking briefcase.
He's got 3 months.
To get rid of the briefcase anytime. Does he try it tonight?
We've never seen somebody fail to cash in. We've seen somebody cash in and fail, but we've never seen somebody not cash in. What if he just runs out of time?
How would that happen? You're right. There's never been a Money in the Bank expiration date, almost, if you could say that. Yeah, you're right.
I think it could be interesting. I don't think he should cash in. The old lady said he should have cashed in on Sammy last night.
Oh, wow. That would have pissed a lot of people off. That would have pissed a lot of people off if we would have done that. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, is there anything else while we're here you want to talk about for what's going to happen tonight?
LA Knight and AJ Styles better be what I wanted Jimmy and Jay to be. Better fucking be. I need that match to be bloodthirsty. I think some juice should be spilled.
Okay. You think it should just be just kind of a big old bloody brawl then for the most part?
One of these feuds that has happened tonight should be what leads into Hell in the Cell. Somebody, Jimmy and Jay, fucking LA and AJ, somebody needs to start a blood feud right now and cook it all the way until Hell in the Cell.
Okay. And you think AJ and LA could be the one to do that, huh?
I really do. With the shit they've been doing off camera, with like the Pillman and Austin shit, and like their pull apart at the little pre-show thing. AJ had a busted nose.
Yeah, I do think this. I don't care how they get there, just as long as they get there. But we got to find a way to reignite the flame that was under LA Knight.
This is doing it.
Everybody knew that when they didn't give him the shot they didn't give him the title, it was going to cool him off. Everybody knew that. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. You know, people get hot, they cool off all the time. You can always reignite the flame. I'm not one of those people that thinks once the opportunity for a push is over, it's gone forever. I don't think that way. But the clock is ticking on him because of his age, right? So give the fans what they want. Give this guy a serious LA Knight, a legit run. Everybody loves talking about LA Knight. Yeah, everyone, constantly.
It's a great catchphrase.
And they're doing that. I think they're doing it. I completely agree with you. This thing with AJ, who better than to bring in a guy like AJ Styles who can make he made John Cena look like the best worker in the world when they had their feud. He was the only one that was able to do it. He can make anyone look great. This is the opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah. Wayne says LA and AJ is going to be great or a total flop. I hope it's, man, I completely agree with you on that one, Wayne. Absolutely. Jason Perkins, the AJ feud, to make you fucked up there type of. This AJ feud is going to make LA Knight, I think is what he's saying. Might end today, might carry forward. I hope it does last longer. Yeah, for sure. I completely agree with you on that one, man. Yep. So, okay, let's see who else is going out there. Oh, we got the triple threat tonight. The triple threat you got any thoughts on the triple threat with Logan Paul?
Oh yeah, Logan's keeping the title. My prediction is an RKO in the middle of the ring for Kevin Owens, and then Logan comes in and pushes Randy out of the way and takes the pin.
Yeah, you guys all pretty much agree with that on the pre-show show as well. And I got to say, even though my heart would like to see Randy hold another title. I think everybody's right. I think Logan's keeping this one until at least SummerSlam. The reason being, now that we know for a fact SummerSlam is in Cleveland, he's keeping that United States champion.
Yeah, they're going to build it big around him because it's his hometown. Kinda.
He's going to be the star of the SummerSlam show. Absolutely. Let's talk about one thing real fast here. For the first time since they've been doing this, I didn't mind seeing the advertisements. It was subtle enough. Even when you go, did you watch NXT Stand and Deliver?
No, I didn't. That's going to be my time to come back to NXT. I'm going to watch this show and I'm going to give it an honest try because it's not 2.0. I know it's been better than what it's been, but what they did really hurt me. So to come back to this is going to be a big try. Me and the old lady have talked about it. We're going to watch Stand and Deliver and give it another shot.
It was very good. There was some, I don't think every match was it didn't have the same, every match was incredible feel that most NXT BOEs do. But I still think it was good, right? But as far as the advertisement on that went, and on top of night one as well, I didn't feel like it was very over the top. I didn't feel like we had the stupid cinnamon toast grunge guy standing in the background. No,
the dude wipes on the bottom board was okay because it just said wipes every now and then.
Right, yeah, and not only that, the Prime bottle that was in the middle of the ring was subtle. it wasn't the bright red, white, and blue logo, or whatever
Yeah.
it might be. It was just a black outline. That was it. I think as long as they stick to that, it's not going to bother me. And advertisements typically don't bother me because you have to get used to that when you're watching UFC. You have to get used to that when you're watching the NFL. You have to get used to that, especially when you're watching basketball or the MLB. There's advertisements everywhere. Go to a
The only thing I don't want anymore. The only thing I don't want anymore is advertising-centric fucking matches. Never again.
Right.
Never again. Please stop that. Please stop that. You want to put a fucking mascot out there? Whatever. You want to put something on the board? Fine, whatever. No more fucking zombie lumberjacks, and the last match for Bray Wyatt having to be that. You motherfuckers deserve hung.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to the comments here. Let's see what a couple people are thinking. Eric Stanfield, Prime Battle Center Reign. Come from Logan keeping that title. Yeah, absolutely. Confirming Logan keeping that title. I agree with you on that. Perkins says, watching NXT after, man, I think, Jason, me knowing you specifically, I think you're going to enjoy it. I think I also know which ones you won't, but for the most part, I think you'll speak highly of it. Let's see here. Wayne, that triple threat on NXT was awesome. I completely agree, man. That stole the show for me. Jason Perkins again says, the ads didn't bother me at all. Yep, I thought they did it real good. Duobotomy, what's up, bro? Shout out to Brother Fats King, International Zooligan sex symbol. Zooligans in the motherfucking house. My homie Dark Dweller says he will lose it in Cleveland. They will make people lose it from their hometown. Yeah, I think agree with you on that one for sure. I think Logan, if he's going to lose it, it will be in Cleveland. That will be his swan song until the Rumble. He'll go off and do other stuff.
Is it Kevin or is it Randy?
Oh, I hope it's someone else, to be honest. I hope they make somebody new. With the draft,
they got a summer to do it.
Yes, absolutely. With the draft being announced for tomorrow, they're obviously going to be bringing some people up. So I hope that it's somebody brand new and somebody new is made when that does it. Oh, hold on. Zubotomy says, shout out to Jay and the Rose Show, killing the game. Thank you, brother. I appreciate all your support with the Rose Show. By the way, cheap plug while we're here. I got a couple more comments to read before we wind down. Cheap plug. Make sure you look up the Rose Show here on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely subscribe. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers before the end of this summer. So please hit me up on the Rose Show on YouTube and hit subscribe. Stanfield says, whoop that trick for NXT call-ups in Cleveland. Could he possibly be the one to dethrone Logan? I don't know. I don't know if he'd be able to do that or not. I don't think he's quite ready, but the potential's there. What do you think about Trick Williams? Have you seen anything he's done yet?
Nah, man. I should get more acquainted with NXT, but like I said, I'm working my way back.
Okay, fair enough. Trick is hot right now. Trick is very hot right now, so I think you'll enjoy him. Hope LA Knight myself. Okay, that's fair. LA Knight beating Logan Paul. That would give him that fire. That would give him that fire. And he hasn't held a singles title yet, has he?
Nope.
It's possible. Wayne Jeffrey says, Send Gunther to take it off Logan unless he goes to the top. I think, Gunther's going to be Cody's first challenger, in my opinion. If Cody wins the title, Gunther's. And
do you think they'll put him on another job that quick? Like they'll have him look at the lights for Cody, like Backlash or something?
Possibly. Maybe not that soon. Maybe give Gunther a month off and have him come back. But I think Cody's going to be the guy that is going to give Gunther his first main event challenge. Because you can't put him up against Drew. It can't be heel versus heel.
No.
And do they run it? Do they run that Intercontinental title match back at least once?
It was a good match. They had a great run. So okay, final thought. Let's just get this out there. Yeah. What happens if Cody doesn't win? Let's talk about worst case scenario. Let's talk about they don't stick the landing. What the fuck do they do? Who do you build?
I turned the music off for this one because we got to get real subtle.
Shit. I touched a nerve.
Listen, last year, we have to go back to last year. And again, we're going to keep the volume kind of low here on this next one. And then we'll get to a couple comments before we sign off here. Last year, when Cody lost, I'm in this very room watching this very TV behind me. I had the next day off from work. It was 11 o'clock at night. I had a night planned out for myself. I was going to get on my Xbox. I was going to play a little WWE 2K23 at the time. I was going to enjoy watching Cody Rhodes win the title and then enjoy the rest of my night, stay up till about 2 or 3 in the morning and just have a night. Cody loses. 1, 2, 3. I turned said TV off. I put the controller down on the ground. I turned the light off in this room and I went to bed. That's how upset I was. I was so pissed. All I did was just went to sleep and slept until the next morning. And the first thought that inhabited my brain was, I cannot believe I just watched them do that. If Cody doesn't win tonight, after taking the pin last night to the rock from the Rock in the middle of the ring, it's over. There's nothing. You killed him. You killed everything. You can never bring him back from this. He has to win tonight. There is no other example. He has to win this. And I know this is going to sound incredibly corny, but it's true. The American Nightmare is done. He's done. He has to win this tonight. If anyone would like to disagree with me, you're free to do so in the comments. In fact, you're
You'd be
free
wrong.
to do it here in a second. What?
No, if they disagree, they'd be wrong.
Oh, I thought you were just about to say you're wrong. I was like, what? No, okay. Yeah.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. They have to stick the landing. This is right now. They're in the air spinning. All they have to do is put their fucking feet on the ground. All you have to do is stick the landing and put your fucking arms out like a gymnast. It's not that hard. Just let the babyface win. It's 40. Every fucking 10-year, the babyface wins. Don't break tradition.
Yeah. Not only that, how do you possibly get him back after three main event losses in a row? Yeah, that's key. Last night was his second WrestleMania main event loss in a row. 3. This will be 3 WrestleMania losses in a row. You can't bring anybody. Nobody's even came back from 2, I don't think. You can't come back from 3. You can't.
Might as well put on the Stardust gimmick.
Yeah, might as well. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I doubt I do any kind of live tonight. Maybe if Cody loses, I might have to just to let out some shit. But otherwise, I'm going to enjoy it. Fats, thank you for joining me today, bro. This was impromptu. We decided an hour beforehand we were going to do it. I didn't expect to go an hour, but man, it's been fun.
Yeah, so it always is, bro. Good conversation. Before I go, I'm just gonna say one more thing. Wrestling's never been better. Fuck what side you're on. Just watch the show.
For sure. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy night 2. And Cody better win, goddammit, or I'm gonna lose my shit.
I'll take a